also be planning a response. I'm sure everybody's joining in right now. Joining me is Wisconsin Congressman Sean Duffy ahead of all that. You know, it would be nice. By the way, is this like the shutdown beard or something?
Yeah, my shutdown goatee. It's a little grayer than it used to be, Trish. So,
so it's going to grow until the shutdown's over? I'm just...
It could be like ZZ Top or something if that's the case. This could go on for a while.
Well, I hope it doesn't, right? Nobody really wants this to go on for a while, but it means that people have to come together. And you've got Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer just digging in their heels right now because they don't want to give a single dime towards this wall. They don't want it because then, in their eyes, President Trump succeeds on another promise.
That's right.
Delivering on another promise. So where does that leave us, Congressman?
So even though it's right for America, because as you know, Chuck Schumer, Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, they all voted for border security and a border wall or a fence 10 years ago, they won't vote for it today because Donald Trump has promoted it. So we're at a standoff. And my fear is that, someone's going to get hurt. I mean, we know that we have really bad people coming across our southern border. We have a right to know, who comes in and out of the country. They have been. 400 people died last year alone trying to make the trip up to the southern border. Over 30% of women are sexually assaulted on the trip to our southern border. Listen, I think this is a fight worth having. I was at a conference earlier today, all the Republicans with Vice President Pence, and I got to tell you what, we know our policy's right. We're doing what's right for America, but we have all the media against us, and that's why I think it's so important. I've been calling for President Trump to do an Oval Office address. Everyone has a Twitter account. Only one guy has an Oval Office. Address the nation. Tell them how important it is and why he's engaging in this fight. And you get away from all the clutter of the talking heads and get right into America's living room and make the pitch to him. So I think he's smart tonight to do this. And by the way, to have Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer come on right after, I think is brilliant for us. It just reminds Republicans and even independents why they didn't like Nancy Pelosi. By the way, I mean, you have California liberals and New York liberals. They don't have anything in common with Middle America. So I hope they always do these responses because those responses don't resonate with Middle America where I come from.
Yeah, Congressman, I've been watching, and I played, by the way, a whole bunch of those mainstream media clips where, let's not forget, there are many members of the mainstream media that were saying, hey, we shouldn't even take this to begin with. I mean, it took the 4 major networks quite a while before they actually said, yeah, we'll take it. I'm like, wait. The president is saying he's going to give an Oval Office address, his very first one. He's been in office nearly 2 years. He's never done it before, and you're not sure if you're going to take it. It takes you multiple hours to think that one over and discuss among all your bureaucrats there before you decide to do it?
But I think it's a testament, one, that Donald Trump is treated differently than anybody else, but it's also the power of his message and the power of the fight that we're in and that we're right on it. I don't know those networks actually want to let Donald Trump speak directly to the American people uninterrupted by, liberal reporters, throwing questions at him because he's right on the policy. I think he'll move the American people in his direction. And, I think, this, we talk about how does this get resolved? We fly, to D.C. every week, and you go through TSA, and you get to know your TSA agents. They don't get paid. They can't pay mortgages. I mean, this is really tough for them. And so you start getting pressure. And I think what happens is who gets the blame on the shutdown will dictate who actually caves. And I think the message tonight by Trump, talking about all the drugs that are coming into America in communities like mine, in Medford and in Hayward, meth and heroin that destroy communities, MS-13 gang members coming in, potential terrorists coming in, the abuse that happens to kids on the journey up. This is the most compassionate policy to secure the border. If he does well tonight, I think you're going to see the national mood shift towards the Republican conservative policy and away from Nancy Pelosi. And I think we can actually win this debate. But Donald Trump, the key messenger, not just tonight, but day after day, has to talk to the American people and drive it home because the other liberal networks are never going to tell the straight story unless Trump is out there doing it. It is.
Congressman Duffy, thank you so much.
Hey, thanks, Trish.
The congressman mentioned something really important, which is compassion. This needs to be part of the message tonight from President Trump.